Hi, it's Kathleen Tracey, and I had the Industrial Revolution, but I pretty much focused on the invention of the paint tube and the effects that had on art and education throughout the years. I created a mixed media piece to highlight that era and also the invention of that piece of equipment, which was invented by John Rand in 1841. Before that time, paint was used and held mainly in pig's bladders, which I thought was interesting, but it did not allow artists to travel or to keep their paints from drying out. So the invention of the paint tube changed a lot in art. People went out of the studio, they went out of the classroom, and they went out into the environment. Between the paint tube and travel becoming easier with the train, people were able to go out west and paint plein air. The Hudson River School was part of that as well. They were able to go out and paint what they saw. And many artists were influenced by that, including African-American artists. And even across the world, eventually that plein air became part of the Impressionists. And the invention of the paint tube really made it possible for artists like Claude Monet and Renoir to get out and paint in plein air, which I thought was pretty fascinating. Before that, most of your schools taught courses inside, and the students had to recreate masterwork. They did things from Greek mythology, and they did still life a lot. So when the Impressionists were able to have the paint tube, and including the Hudson River Art School, they kind of rebelled against the traditional way of teaching art and started to be more creative. They felt like you needed to create with your vision, not copy somebody else's vision. In my painting, there's a lot of things that are going on. You'll see I drew Yellowstone because actually people were able to get out there by train and actually paint that at that time period. Hudson River is underneath where it says Hudson River School. I drew paint tubes. And in each of the gears is a different piece of art that is either Impressionism or from the Hudson River School. I used found objects. I used equipment I found laying around the art room. I also included a draft. John Rand's patent that he put in for the paint tube is kind of in the center where it says 1841. I also included the train because the train really helped, and travel helped artists get out and create more. And it opened up a whole wide range of information. Even at this time period too, and that's why I have the paintbrushes with the different colors. Colors were invented. Colors such as cobalt blue was invented and found and discovered in 1807. Viridian was 1838. Cadmium yellow was discovered in 1820. 1860s, cerulean blue and cobalt violet came about. So of course that changed a lot as far as color mixing and the influences of color. I focused on the paint tube because I really feel like that invention, for art anyway, really changed so many things for artists and as a teacher. It has opened up a wide range of ways to create through the years that we would not have.